Now, I would like to request Professor K. Rama Mohana Rao, Chairman, Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education, APSCHE, Government of Andhra Pradesh, to address the gathering. Professor Rao has been an extraordinary force in promoting and adapting the AICTE EduSkills internship program, significantly enhancing skill development opportunities for the students in Andhra Pradesh. Please welcome him on stage.
Good evening, all of you. I know this is not the good time to speak for a long time. In fact, a session is arranged on Viksit Bharat today, which was postponed to tomorrow. But I got an engagement tomorrow, I could not make it. That is why I would like to share some of my thoughts on higher education system today. Before going to that, I would like to congratulate EduSkills for their achievement of entering into World Book of Records, London. This is a wonderful achievement for the leaders and all the team of EduSkills. This organization is connected to Andhra Pradesh 4 years back, when we have revised the curriculum of undergraduate programs, professional as well as non-professional programs, wherein we have introduced a 10-month mandatory internship for all higher education students. It numbers around 3.5 lakhs at a given point of time, which was a very, very tough task for all of us. We explored many things, and at that point of time, EduSkills came to our rescue. Along with many other organizations, they could be able to provide online internships, very qualitative internships, to a large number of students belong to Andhra Pradesh, and that is how, in the record that they have achieved, so Andhra Pradesh could be able to score the largest portion of it. So, thank you very much, Subhajit, Satya and other team. Of course, records are to break. I am sure by next year, EduSkills itself break this record and make many more lakhs internships into its account. So from morning, we have been listening to a number of people on various issues, technology interventions into the education system, and the kind of changes that are happening around the world, and how an education system needs to respond to those changes and contribute to those changes. Yes, the speed at which things are happening is unimaginable, and technology is driving us. The Government of India has developed a vision, Viksit Bharat 2047, and the government is committed to transform this country as the superpower of the world, third largest economy, and particularly for the education system. They wanted to regain the status of Vishwaguru. At one point of time, India enjoyed that privilege, and now again a very concerted effort is placed to regain the status of Vishwaguru. But to achieve that, we have to pass many milestones. One important aspect is creating access to higher education. In the 18-23 age group, the present condition is that we could able to create access to only 28% of the youth. The Viksit Bharat 2047 kept a target of achieving 100% by 2047. A Herculean task, unless otherwise all the educational institutions work together, change their pattern of working, expanding their horizons. It is very, very difficult to achieve that target of creating 100% access to higher education. This access again has a condition that it should be inclusive. All sections which were deprived of higher education so far should find their share in the higher education. And this kind of expansion is not at the cost of quality of education. And again, when we talk about the quality of education, the perspectives are different. For the reasons which all of you know, for the last 3 decades, our system is working towards the market model. We are trying to deliver the goods, the products, which are suitable to the market demand. That is, morning people said that employment-oriented education, meeting industry needs, and towards that, we have to give skilling to the people and make them job ready. The other perspective is there. That is the conventional wisdom where knowledge creation, knowledge dissemination is the motto. Preparing an individual to face any kind of challenge in future, any kind of challenge in building his own or her own career, that kind of capacity building was the motive of education. And where do we go with these 2 different models of education? Now, NEP 2020, as well as the targets of Viksit Bharat, what they propagate or propose is that we have to integrate the 2. We have to integrate the 2, that we should make the candidate job ready right now, but at the same time, we should give enough competencies to the person to develop himself continuously, gaining capacities to learn continuously, so that he can build a very, very, very long career without any retirements. The competency building throughout life, that is lifelong learning. The integration of technology is making the learning model very simple. Lot of economies of time, lot of unnecessary thought processes can be simply eliminated with the technology. So now, the learning abilities of the students have gone up. That is why the speed at which the innovations are coming up is now becoming unimaginable because of lot many students could able to break so many unanswered questions earlier so easily with the use of technology. Now the issue is that how we can transform our educational institutions to meet to the expectations of the country, expectations of the society, and expectations of the current young generation. We are still hanging with the conventional models of running institutions, conventional model of governance, conventional model of teaching learning, conventional model of evaluation, and deciding the success failures of the students, success failures of the institutions on certain parameters which may be relevant, which may not be relevant. Some of them may be relevant, many of them may not be relevant. So the academic leaders here have to think of how we can transform our institution, transform our governance, transform our teaching learning process, and how we can provide a greater space to the student to learn by himself or herself, and how a teacher transforms himself or herself as a support to the student or any number of students for that matter. The size of the student group doesn't matter now because of the technology. So orientation and reorientation, learning and unlearning, they should drive us. It requires investments. It requires reorganization. It requires pouring of new talented human resource into. It requires upskilling the faculty, whoever ready to do that. And it requires continuous thought process towards facing the future. In this respect, though for several years, the UGC and other institutions are driving us to develop an institution development plan, the universities as well as colleges. But I am sure that 90% of the institutions are not doing that. Because every tomorrow is like the same today or what happened yesterday. The mindset of the institutions, rightly pointed out by Agarwal, sir, the mindset of the institutions are not prepared to break the comfort zone and face the challenges. Every institution will have limitations, problems, and there is no organization in the world is not having problems, not having limitations, not having challenges. Unless and otherwise, the management of the institution commits itself, pick up right leadership, and move on further to add new things and modify the outdated things. The targets that are set, the vision that is developed by the country, and the vision developed by your individual states and your institutions cannot be realized. The situation, environment is conducive now to move forward easily. The international barriers were not present now. You can visualize for your students the global market, and you can visualize for your institution the global market. You can attract students from other states, you can attract students from other countries, and you can expand like anything. The policy is facilitating, technology is facilitating. Only thing is, we have to facilitate ourselves. That is the kind of change that is required for all of us. Now I am very happy with the presentations of the industry here. They are all coming forward in designing the curriculum, offering the skills to the students, many of them at free of cost. And even if that is costly, it is very less cost. And they are trying to find the right human resource from all of us. Let us connect, exploit this change in mindset of the industry. Please realize that there is a change in the mindset of the Indian industry. Now they are considering the educational institutions as resources. Let us also consider industry as our friends with whom we can work together, with whom we can prosper ourselves, with whom we can find solutions to many problems through research. It's not confining only to the internships. Invite the industry to the institutions to establish their research labs and work on that. Without having credibility of creation of knowledge, no educational institutions can build up its brand. For brand building across the globe, to achieve a place in the international scenario, one has to prove the creativity through research, which can transform the industry, transform the society, and can make the world think differently. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity given.